AI-generated content is a great, easy, and fast way to add value to your radio station website when used correctly. Today, we're going to talk about some of the risks involved with using AI-generated content.
You're listening to Better Radio Websites, the definitive podcast for radio professionals who want their websites to generate more traffic and substantial revenue. Get time-tested techniques, secret tricks, and valuable tools in online content, marketing, analytics, security, social media, and much more. Ready for your radio station to dominate digital in your market? Here we go.
Hi, it's Jim, and welcome to Better Radio Websites, the podcast that wants to help you get more visitors and the most revenue from your radio station website. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. This week, we're talking about AI-generated content. It has been no secret that I am just eat up with the AI bug. It's one of the most prevalent things in our society right now. And of course, we have our AI Content Helper Pro that we've talked about the past couple episodes. We're just eat up with it. It's very, very cool. The reason why is because it's a great helper to radio. As you know, radio has always been a business where we've had to do a lot with little. And now, all of a sudden, out of the gate, AI can help us generate content for our website. It can give us audio jingles. It can write commercial copy and voice it with sound effects and audio. It can also go out and get all of this listener and advertiser data and give us all kinds of insights into our audience and our advertisers that we've never been able to get before. With all of this, there are some risks involved, especially when it comes to using an AI, anything, any writer or image thing or anything like that, any kind of tool like that for our radio station website. So let's talk about some of the risks involved with using AI-generated content on our radio station website. Number one is lack of authenticity. AI-generated content often lacks the personality that we have been known to exude through our radio station signal. You can't see us, so we have to, go over and above and beyond with our personality, and that's how we accentuate certain things. We know that that's important. And often that doesn't come across with AI-generated content. It's not written in a way to where things are accentuated. So the copy that comes out of an AI-generated tool really could appear, for lack of a better word, lifeless. It may be grammatically correct, but it doesn't give the reader the feel and that passion that a writer would give. Now, number two is inaccuracies and misinformation. All AI tools out there, they're not going to come up with something that has never been thought of before. Every bit of AI-generated content that's really ever been made has been relied on things that have happened somewhere else on the internet. And so it could also lead to, there's a lot of junk on the internet. And so it could have pulled some of this junk out and then given it to you as copy for this great piece that you're writing. There's been all kinds of lawsuits out there that where a law office had maybe pulled something from AI and it was just absolutely false. It was a made up information that this AI pulled. So that's something that you want to be mindful of. Look over and read everything that AI gives to you as a response. All right, number three, lack of context. If you ask ChatGPT or any other large language model to write a piece of content for you, it may not get all of the context right involved with that piece of copy. For example, let's say that you're doing a piece on a Remembrance Day for something that's happened in your area. Maybe it was a school shooting or a big fire that ravaged a big part of town or something like that. If you get all of your content from an AI-generated large language model, it's not going to be able to pull the feelings and how it affected you that day or something like that. Again, it may be perfectly grammatically correct and a lot of copy, which ranks well on SEO and that sort of thing. But to your readers, it may come across as gosh, it doesn't really sound like they were there. It doesn't sound like it affected them at all. You're just going to lose them as an author. All right, number 4, limited creativity. AI generated content can get kind of redundant and repetitive and just not lack the creativity that a human author would give. And with radio stations that are scrambling to get great content on their radio station website, this creativity is going to be a huge factor in that. And so AI could be great for giving you the ideas for whatever you're going to write about, or maybe an outline of whatever you're going to write, but actually getting in there and making it creative and relatable to listeners in your specific area, that's going to rely on you. I don't think that's something that AI is going to be able to do anytime real soon. So you definitely want to get in there and add all of the creativity yourself. Number 5, ethical concerns. Yeah, using AI does raise some ethical concerns because you're not writing every word yourself. Are you being upfront with your audience in the fact that you're using AI to help you with your copy? If you're using AI to just totally generate your copy, then you really should be upfront and transparent about that, because that's really not a good business practice. Of course, now, if you're using AI as it should be, as a helper, I mean, obviously, if you sit down and you're going to write an article about something, you're going to do your research by going to different websites. You may be pulling from books or encyclopedias back in the day. And so you're getting information from other places, and that's good. You often had to, if you're going to be publishing this somewhere that's going to be written, I believe, you do have to cite all of the sources that you grabbed all of this information from. That's not really a practice that happens a lot on the internet these days, but you probably should. And so if you're using AI, often AI doesn't cite where they got this information from. There are some AI models out there that do cite where they got the information from. So you may want to look into those. As I said earlier, AI is not going to think for itself and completely give you something that has never been thought of or written down before. It's pulling information from other places. If you're using AI to, let's say, rewrite other articles, this is really no different than scraping and spinning. Scraping is when you pull information from a trusted website and you use it on your website without giving attribution to the original author. Spinning is called taking something that somebody has written and completely rewriting it in your own way, in a unique way. Now, the process of scraping other websites, it actually goes against Google's anti-scraping policies, or their anti-spam policies. It's a kind of a subset under those policies. And so it could actually hurt your website if you are scraping content from other sources. And so essentially what they're doing is they've come keen into knowing that, okay, what you're doing is you've done some research, you have a competitor, they wrote this article on so-and-so, and you're just taking the copy and putting it on yours so you can boost your SEO. We're going to penalize you. And so we're going to not just take the SEO away from you, we're going to push you even further down in the search results. So scraping content from other websites, it's a huge no-no. Can you spin it? If you get caught, you're still going to fall under that "you scraped it" policy. So you do want to get in there and make every sentence your own. And number 6 is a dependence on technology. Over relying on AI can actually hurt you. Let's say that's all that you did is you went in there and then you pulled information from some other website, or you asked AI to completely write this article for you. And then let's say you went in there and you added a couple nuances and maybe a cute story that you can relate to the reader and everything like that. When you become too reliant on that, what happens when AI goes away? Or if you are in a spot to where you can only email your copy to the radio station to be published by somebody else. All right, so you don't have that AI to help you out with that. Well, then the copy that you write yourself may totally be different from the content that you normally get the help from AI from. And so that's going to cause a little bit of, well, okay, that's weird. they don't normally sound this way. They normally sound more more informed and more everything, and now they're not. And so that's why you don't want to be totally just ingrained in the AI so much that it just what you do yourself doesn't sound like you. The key really is balancing AI generated content with your human touch. While AI can be a helpful tool for generating ideas and repetitive tasks, it's vital to strike a balance. And some tips for that is, well, let AI just handle the mundane tasks like generating initial drafts, maybe an outline, but then ensure that you are always reviewing it and personalizing the content that you use. Ensure that the content always includes local insights, anecdotes, and maybe something familiar about your specific area that only someone from your specific area would know, like something that is has recently happened. And that just brings me over to stay informed and updated. Don't let AI completely write everything for you. Go out and check the sources yourself and make sure. Let's say you have an artist coming to town and you want to ask AI some questions for them for your interview. All right. And then so AI goes out and gets all this information and gives it back to you. What if one of those questions is something that has totally changed in their life and maybe is a sore subject? You may want, like, asking them how's their relationship with their mom and dad. Oh, but their mom and dad just recently passed away in a car accident or something like that. AI didn't know that, but it was in their social media feeds. So you can see the ramifications of not staying updated. And so if you just depend on AI for those types of things, then you're really going to get egg on your face. The station's going to suffer. Your show's going to suffer if you have a show and you're doing that. And so that is one thing to be mindful of. And then just being transparent. If you are using AI generated content, let folks know. If you're taking images from DALL-E or Midjourney, put that in the caption. You obviously didn't go and take a photo of a skydiver or something like that yourself. And so put in the caption, put exactly where you got the image from. On our blog, you're going to see a lot of Midjourney and DALL-E and that sort of thing. So be totally upfront. And speaking of transparency, I'll be totally upfront with you. When I first started this podcast, it took me almost an entire week to do each episode. We're talking about from researching to writing to the outline to, getting the images from the stock image sites and stuff. So it took a long time. Now, with the help of AI, it takes me a few hours. And again, I'm not letting AI do everything. Most of it is myself. The thing to take away here today is let AI be your helper. Don't let it be your doer. The ones that rely on AI just to do everything and not act as a helper, and they don't want to put in their local flavor and spend a little extra time making the content their own, that's going to hurt them. It's going to hurt your website if you're allowing that. And it's just not a good practice. All right. So you can let AI help you make your radio station website better, give you great SEO generated content, but just keep these risks in mind as you use these great AI tools. All right. Hopefully this content has helped you this week. If it has, be sure to like, subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast app, and let us know how we're doing. Leave us a review and reach out to us on our website at skyrocketradio.com. Have an awesome week online making your radio station website better. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening to Better Radio Websites. Remember to subscribe, leave a rating or comment, and share this episode with your team and radio colleagues. For show notes, archived episodes, and more free resources, visit betterradiowebsites.com. Need help starting or making your radio website better? Visit skyrocketradio.com.